All right, hi guys. This is a quick overview of how to write your Romeo and Juliet paper. So I'm going to go through this as an outline, and what I actually want you to do is pause this video at certain points so that you can fill it out for yourself. So here's our prompt. Using the articles that we read in class during this unit, and Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet, argue whether or not Romeo, approximately 16, and Juliet, 13, were mature enough to make their own decisions concerning their love and their lives. So this is what you're trying to decide on. What do you think? Do you think that they were mature enough? Do you think that they were not mature enough? Base your decision about this prompt on the articles that we've read in class, and then also on the actions that both Romeo and Juliet take as they work through the play and ultimately end up at their untimely demise. So for the intro, this is what I want you to do. This first box is going to ask you to think about the prompt above. All right, think about it. What do you want it to be about? In this case, you're going to be thinking a little bit more about this. Yes, Romeo and Juliet were immature. Yes, they were probably not mature enough to make their own decisions. That's not all that I want. I want a little bit more than that. What tells us that they weren't old enough to make their own decisions? Consider why that would be. Consider the play, consider Romeo and Juliet's actions, and then also consider the article. You don't have to write a whole paper in this little box, but think about the reasons why. All right. Is it because we see these hasty actions from them? Is it because it's clear that they're not getting very good advice from the trusted adults around them? What do you want the paper to be about? What's your answer to this prompt? Pause this video while you fill out this first box. All right, so you paused the video, you filled out that first box. Now we're going to move on to the hook. So with the hook, a hook in a intro paragraph, and we've talked about this in class, but this is just a quick review. A hook is an interesting, catchy, general statement about what you want your paper to be about. So it's general because we want it to apply to all humanity. What you're going to do next is move on to your bridge and connect that very general human statement, specifically to Romeo and Juliet. After that, you're going to move down to the thesis, and you're going to fill in the blanks here. So in Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet, answer the prompt, and then say because, and give 2 reasons why. So go ahead and pause this video and fill out these 3 boxes. And then once you are done, resume the video once again. So it looks like you resumed. Awesome. So here's where we are now. We are at paragraph number 1. Woohoo! This is where it starts. This is exciting. What you're going to need to do at every point throughout your paper is refer back to your thesis. So access your thesis, take a look at it. Specifically, take a look at your 2 reasons why you think Romeo and Juliet are or are not mature enough to make their own decisions. All right, so here's the point sentence. And you guys know what a point sentence is. And since we've just written a thesis, I'm going to show you how to connect those 2 things. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your first reason why. All right, so if maybe your first reason why is because Romeo and Juliet clearly make hasty decisions in the play, then you're going to say, in Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet are immature because they clearly make immature decisions in the play. All right. It's taking this work that you've already done up here in the thesis and moving it down to your first paragraph, and telling your reader that all your first paragraph is going to be about is that first part of your thesis. So in order to support your point sentence, you're going to find some evidence from Romeo and Juliet. You're going to do some quick analysis on Romeo and Juliet. And then I'll explain how to do the second piece of evidence after you pause this video and fill in these sections. So first you're going to do point sentence, find a piece of evidence, and fill in 3 sentences of analysis answering these questions that are on the page. Go ahead and pause this video now and resume once you are done. All right, and we're back. Woohoo! So here we have evidence number 2, and this piece of evidence, you're going to switch gears a little bit, is going to come from one of our brain science articles that we've read in class. So this could be teenage brains still under construction. This could also be teenage brains are malleable and vulnerable. This could be a couple of different articles, but those are the big ones that we went over in class. So pick a quote directly from one of those articles and put it right here in your evidence number 2. Then once again, you are going to analyze based on these questions. What you're going to want to do in the analysis for this section is try to connect this to Romeo and Juliet. Make sure you're always connecting back to your point sentence. So this quote should support the idea that teenagers make hasty decisions, especially if you're talking about the hasty decisions of Romeo and Juliet in this paragraph. Go ahead and pause the video and do evidence number 2. So you're done with your second piece of evidence. That means you're done with your whole first paragraph. What you're going to do now is the exact same thing. So for this one, you're going to take your second reason from your thesis statement. So you're going to scroll back up to your thesis statement and find your second reason why Romeo and Juliet are or are not mature enough to make their own decisions in their lives regarding love. So that second reason, you're going to take that and you're going to move it down here. You're going to put it into this point sentence. Then you're going to work your way through finding one piece of evidence from Romeo and Juliet and one piece of evidence from one of our brain science articles. The article that you used in the last paragraph should not be the same article that you use in this paragraph. Go ahead and pause the video now and fill out this entire box for paragraph number 2. Resume once you are done. All right, and we're back for some conclusion. This is the best part because you get to take the work that you've already done in your thesis and move it down to your conclusion. However, you do have to find a way to restate it. So the last part of your paper is going to be you restating your thesis and giving your reader something new to think about. So you're going to come all the way back up to your thesis and you're going to say, my thesis is about this. So if I get the general idea of that thesis and I restate it down here in my conclusion while also leaving something to make my reader either feel good, feel sad, feel guilty, feel like you've actually given them some form of closure. That's a great conclusion. Leave your reader with a feeling and you never have to doubt. Okay, so put it all together and happy writing.